Now with the family of Mr. McGowan, who are also going to be speaking to us this afternoon. So at this stage, we'll hand over to the Minister of DERCO.
Well, without much ado, Mr. McGowan, welcome once again. This morning we had a press briefing and the family. We have released the statement about how happy we are that Stephen is back home, as much as he arrived at the time when his mother was no longer with us. We paid the condolences once again to the family. We thanked the government, the people of South Africa, of Mali, of ECOWAS, of the AU, the international community, all NGOs and well-wishers who joined in our campaign of no to Al-Qaeda, no to Daesh, no to ISIS, no to kidnapping of ordinary citizens who are just going on with their lives. And as Stephen was kidnapped on his way to just go see Timbuktu. So in the morning, we were asked several questions. So we thought, let's bring the family here so that they also hear from you to repeat exactly what we said in the morning. And that's why we are here. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I want to thank everyone for all the work that has been done. And there was a tremendous amount of work done behind the scenes. Government assisted from the beginning. It took a long time, but we got there, and I'm pleased to say that my son is looking well and very healthy, and his mind seems as sharp as ever. So I really, yes, need to thank everyone, their prayers, and that's through every race and creed. People from around the world have prayed for my son, the NGOs that have helped us, and we've met many, many people along the road. And there's some fine, very, very good people out there. And I don't ever wish for this to happen to anyone else, but they will have support from the government, and that is the main thing, that they have to proceed and just go with it. And yes, so thank you all for attending and coming, and for the passion, the compassion that we've had from everyone involved. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, and Minister Mahlobo, and all the team from government, led by President Zuma, to stay the course. It's not been easy, but here we are today.
Yes.
This morning I was asked if he's walking and if he still has all his limbs with him. I said yes. Now that the family is here, I am repeating that. Is he getting all the necessary support that he needs to get? I think the answer is yes. And he is well, as his father has just said now. And we are all here for him and for the family, as much as the journey has been very difficult. Minister.
I think we must...
Okay. No, thank you very much, Comrade Minister. Just to congratulate the family, because when President instructed Minister of DERCO and Minister of State Security to help you, it was a very agonizing period for you as a family, very agonizing. But you believe that the President and government with other role players could be able to help. And we're very grateful that, as well led by Comrade Maite, that today as South Africans, we are celebrating with you as a family. It's been a very difficult time, and we need to be able to celebrate, because if you run this kind of negotiations, there's a 50-50 chance. A person can come back, something can actually go wrong. But just to echo the sentiments that by Comrade Maite, that our relationship, especially between the two presidents and the countries, has been a very important a game changer, because if the president and led by the Minister of International Relations, supported by us, it could have been very difficult, but we hope that as a family, you will find within yourselves, in as much as the mother for Stephen has passed on, but you'll find solace that an addition back into the family. 5 years and 8 months is a very long time. It's a very long time, and we must be very grateful to God that this has been very good news, very good news, and reconfirm that the government, as instructed by President Zuma, will continue to provide the support during this transition. Thank you.
And I just say I want to thank President Zuma and his relationships with the president in Mali, that they managed to achieve what they have achieved.
And thank you for the family for believing in your government against odds. It was not easy.
Yes.
And just to add, to say that every government has a responsibility, whatever it takes. We have to find our citizens and bring them back home. And when the president gave us that instruction, the two of us, supported by everybody, including the media, international community, at least South Africans were proud. We are very proud and very grateful about our friendly international policy, because without that it would not have happened. But any country finds its pride in when it brings its own back home.
Okay, thank you very much. We will like to take a few questions then, if there are, especially now that the family is here, and of course allow them space thereafter to relax and join with their member. So we'll start at the back, then we'll come back and then allow the family to speak once we've done so.
Thank you so much. My name is Susan and I'm with AFP News Agency. Could you please just give us an idea of the conditions under which he was released? Was there any ransom that was paid?
Okay, thank you. Kena?
Just firstly to say, I think the whole of South Africa is just so overjoyed for you and that this has happened, and such a great answer to prayer. So really, like, I think the whole country is overwhelmed. But obviously, like, given what he's been through, and given that he's missed these 6 years of his life, and specifically his mom passing away, I mean, how are you going to go forward with this? Because it's such a difficult thing to go through. And when you saw him and first spoke to him, I mean, how was he in himself? What were the first words that you exchanged? And then lastly, did you ever have a moment where you thought he's not going to come back? You know, that this, you know, in many of these circumstances, they don't end well. And was there ever a point at which you thought, you know, that he might not make it back? Thank you.
All right, no, thank you. I think we'll allow the family to speak to those.
We can respond on the first one.
Okay.
No, I think thanks for the first question that has been asked, whether there were conditions. I think earlier on you had a statement released by our minister who was leading us in this work. Our foreign policy is very clear. We don't actually get into payment of ransoms at the very same time, because remember our engagement from government to government and other bodies that are there, we're able to actually release him without any conditions. And we're very happy that as a state, supported by the family and other role players, like Comrade Maida has said, there are no conditions to the family. And Mr. McGown can actually confirm. The most important thing are the good news, that through our shrewd engagement, supported by the AU and the other structures, Stephen is at home, reunited with the family, and we should be able to allow him space to do a reflection, then so that he can be able to proceed with his life. There's almost 6 years lost. It's a long time. But the most important thing, our gratefulness, is here. There are no conditions between the governments that we have said, but Comrade Maite can probably wrap it up, but we know the South Africa's police when it comes to these matters.
That's exactly the point we confirmed in the morning. We don't have to reiterate that. We pay no ransoms. We believe in collaboration and cooperation, even during difficult times. That's what our government and our department is about. But this time around, it was cooperation and collaboration with the family. And them allowing us to say it might take long. It's been long, it's been tedious, it's been painful, but here we are.
Yes.
The rest of the question, I think, was meant for you, Sylvia.
Well, what can I say? You know, it was a big surprise when Stephen walked through the door, or the first meeting. But when I gave him a hug, he felt as sound and as strong as before. So he was well treated up there. Obviously, the joy of the miracle that happened, we can't describe it, I guess, unless you've actually traveled the road. You really don't know what it's like. And I think we try to keep my wife going by continually saying, he's coming home, he's coming home. But it didn't quite work out the way we wanted. So we've had to simply say to Stephen, you know, a lot of water's passed under the bridge, but you're strong, you've got to get up and you've got to just do. You've got to carry on your life and you make the best of what it is. Every experience in life has benefits. And I think he will pick himself up in a little while's time and join the normal run of life.
We also have Catherine, the wife to Steve.
Yes.
The most important person, she's here.
Yes.
And next to Catherine is Catherine's mom. It will not be fair that you don't hear the voice of Catherine, how she feels after going through that agonizing period.
This one?
Okay. Sure, well, it's been a very, very long time, and I'm just so pleased that this day has come, and just unfortunate that Steve's mum isn't here, and that Steve isn't here right now. You spoke about hope, and hope is a funny thing. You're hopeful, and then you get bad news. You are despondent, but yet you still have hope, and you get back on track again, and then you believe he's going to come home, and then he doesn't, but you still keep believing. Yeah, it's incredible. And in terms of seeing Steve again, yeah, I didn't, you know, you play all these things around in your head, how it's going to be, what you're going to say, where it's going to be. I've played all the scenarios in my mind, and this is not how it happened. So, yeah, so he came out and he looked at me and he sort of said, wow, your hair's grown. But I said, well, actually, your hair's longer than mine now. It's been very long. So, yes. Yeah, I'm just very pleased.
Well, let's take this opportunity once again to just hold hands and thank the family for your belief and trust in working together to make South Africa a better country for a better
We all strive.
Africa. Let's continue working together.
Yes.
Let's wish Stephen and the family a happy reunion.
Yes.
And take good care of him. He's going to take good care of you. He's back. He's yours. And we're promising that we will give you the space
Thank you very
to
much. Yes.
to spend time with him.
Yeah.
Yes. and we are releasing you now to go take care of him. He is in good spirits, but he needs love
Yes.
that he has yearned for and waited for the past almost 6 years.
Yes.
Particularly, dear wife,
Yes.
dad, and family.
Yes.
We wish you all the very best and our prayers on behalf of our government and the president.
Thank you very much. And I promise you, if we decide to travel north, we'll contact you first.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. That brings us to the end of our briefing.